One signature on the wrong form can erase 20 years of saving. It isn't gambling. It isn't a market crash. It isn't a bad investment. It's a single check. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which mistake does it, and the 10-minute move that stops it cold. And here's the part nobody warns you about. The mistake shows up most often for people who've been doing everything right. It isn't reckless, it's paperwork. It looks like the reasonable choice at the reasonable moment, and by the time you feel it, 30 years have already passed. Picture this. You leave a job. Your 401k balance is $58,000. It feels like a small pile. It's not enough to change your life. It's not worth stressing about. A form arrives in the mail. It asks what you want to do with the balance. You can roll it, you can leave it, or you can cash it out. You take the check. That single decision reroutes the next 30 years of your finances. And you won't feel it for a decade. Here's the mechanic. When you cash out a 401k before age 59 and a half, three things hit you at the same time. Federal income tax on the whole balance, a 10% early withdrawal penalty from the IRS, and state tax on top. In California, that combined bite lands at roughly 43%. So the $58,000 you had in the account shrinks to about $33,000 in your hand. You just lost $25,000 to taxes and penalties in one transaction, and you never saw a bill for it. It came out of the check. That's the visible cost, but it isn't the real cost. The real cost is what that $58,000 would have done if you'd left it alone, rolled into an IRI sitting in a plain index fund, growing at 8% a year. 30 years from now, that $58,000 becomes $583,000. More than $500,000 from one balance never touched again. So the actual price tag on cashing out isn't $25,000. It's about $550,000 of future retirement gone. It's not bad luck. It's the compounding cliff. Everyone stands right at the edge of it every time they change jobs. Most people don't know the edge is there. Now stack the second layer. To rebuild that $580,000 from scratch, starting the next day, you'd need to save $12,000 a year, every year for the next 20 years, and earn 8% on it the whole way. 20 years of saving to replace a single signature. That's the two-sided tax. The I. Our S takes the first cut today. Time takes the bigger cut for the next 3 decades. Let's run this through 3 real situations. Same person, same paycheck, 3 different choices. Take Marcus. He's 32 years old. He leaves his job. He has $58,000 in the 401k. He gets the form. Scenario 1 is the worst outcome. Marcus cashes out. He uses the $33,000 for a used car, a small vacation, a couple of months of breathing room. He tells himself he'll rebuild it later. At 65, that balance would have been $580,000. His retirement account is smaller by exactly that amount for the rest of his life. Not most of his life, but the rest of it. Scenario 2 is the middle outcome. Marcus rolls the $58,000 into an IRA. His new employer's onboarding packet has the form. He signs it. He doesn't add to it. He doesn't touch it. He just leaves it in a broad market index fund. 33 years pass. That single balance is worth just over $700,000 at retirement. All from money he already earned. He never contributed another dollar to it. Scenario 3 is the best outcome. Marcus rolls it in. He also keeps contributing to the new employer's 401k at 15%. 33 years go by. He crosses $1.4 million. It isn't from getting rich. It isn't from picking stocks. It's from not touching what he already had. Same person, same starting balance, same paycheck, 3 completely different futures. And the only variable that changed was what he did with one form on one Tuesday afternoon. Here's the part that's uncomfortable. About 1 in 3 job changers pick scenario 1. It isn't because they're careless. The paperwork to cash out is easier than the paperwork to roll over. That's the whole story. You are not behind because you didn't try hard enough. You are behind because the default path was designed to cost you money. Every year, 4.5 million Americans cash out their 401k when they change jobs. Roughly $92 billion of future retirement disappears in a single year. Most of the people doing it are between 28 and 40, right in the window where a $50,000 balance feels small enough to be disposable and large enough to change everything at 65. The pattern is quiet. It doesn't show up in the news. There's no headline for it. It happens one desk drawer at a time, one form, one paycheck-sized withdrawal, 30 years of silence. Here's what makes it worse. The mistake is easiest to make when the balance is smallest, precisely when compounding has the most time left to run. A $20,000 cash out at 28 costs more by retirement than a $200,000 cash out at 58. Because time does more work than money. The plan administrators know this. In late 2023, the six biggest ones, Vanguard, Fidelity, Empower, Alight, Principal, and TIII, launched an auto portability initiative to move small balances forward automatically when workers change jobs. It's helping. But 1 in 3 still cash out. That's why the mistake is so devastating. It targets the balance you care least about in the year it matters the most. If you take one thing from this video, take this. When you leave a job, the balance in your 401k never gets a check written for it. It doesn't get written for a car, a bill, a break, or anything else. It rolls into an IRI on the way out the door, every time. Tonight, open your last 401k statement. If any of it is still sitting with a former employer, look up a rollover form for a Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard IRI. Fill in the account information, sign the release, send it in. 10 minutes of paperwork tonight is worth $500,000 at 65. One signature closes the cliff. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple explanations.